Ivy. Today we're talking about Eternity, a film that dares to ask this really simple question. Who do you want to spend forever with? Your first love, or the one who actually stuck around and you built a whole family with? I know, it's a really simple question. You would think there's a simple answer. So this movie is basically kind of just one part emotional drama, one part thought experiment, and a surprising amount of passive aggressive bickering from beyond the grave going on in it. So let's just get into this movie review. I want to talk about this so bad. So, in Eternity, Joan is basically caught between two of her great loves. There's Larry, her husband of decades, who stood by her side through life, and they made this amazing family, grandkids, all that, so on and so forth. And then there's Luke, her first love, who died tragically young, and has been kind of waiting for her in this afterlife for decades, for years, ever since he died. So when Joan finally arrives in this surreal version of the afterlife where people choose how to spend their eternity and who they want to spend their eternity with, she just kind of finds herself torn between her past and her present. And then this film just follows her journey as she explores both worlds with both of her loves, reconnects with her memories, and just kind of ultimately makes an impossible decision. That's Eternity in a nutshell. Now that we have the synopsis out of the way, let's just jump into this review. So, I have to say, right away, the tone is pretty clear. This movie is going to make you feel something. It gives, tearjerker energy almost immediately from the beginning, I would have to say. And you know that no matter how it ends, your emotions are coming out of it are going to be a little bit of bruise. Your feelings are going to be hurt a little bit. And I actually like that it leaned into the comedy early on, cause I love to laugh. Studio 5 Road had me really laughing, especially cause if you know what it's alluding to, Studio 54, it's so funny. It's surprisingly funny. And you don't really expect that going in. You just kind of expect more of an emotional punch. And then the world building touch they add to it, a men-free world, it was hilarious. You can tell it's really popular with ladies because it keeps being filled. And there's they've made 450 of those worlds because it keep being filled. It's really popular. Even in the afterlife, you can feel how much Larry loves Joan, I have to say. Within 15 minutes, every single one of his lines is kind of about her. What is she getting here? Where's Joan? Joan. He's obsessed, but it's in a very endearing, stubborn, old man kind of way. Miles did a good job doing that. Meanwhile, Luke kind of represents that, thrilling, reckless-ish first love. He's the dreamer, the romantic, the guy who's kind of been frozen in time and doesn't know the responsibilities of life. It's super obvious. Larry's a lover and then Luke's the fighter here. That contrast kind of carries this whole little love triangle they have. That's not even a triangle. This whole little love triangle they have going on. I do have to say what really works in this movie is the concept. The idea of putting someone in a literal afterlife love triangle where they basically have to choose their forever based on the life they lived and the people they loved. It's really original. I haven't seen anything like that. It's different. It's emotional and it's kind of surprisingly funny. The characters bickering back and forth because there was a lot of bickering in this movie, I do have to say. The personalized internal, vacation worlds, and then, the little details, Club 5, and, the fake Dean Martin. It's all really clever and fun, and it kind of makes the movie, I do have to say. The side characters also add a lot to this movie, I also have to say. Karen, Anna, and Ryan were easily some of the funniest people in this whole movie. I have to say, I especially love that, the bit where Anna and Ryan reveal, they've been in this bickering thing they have going on for the whole movie is because they were, their exes. They've been doing this for a while because they're exes. They'll explain so much of their bickering. It literally explains all the little snarky little jabs they keep trading. They match, but they also don't. And honestly, I kind of really thought Ryan was gay. So that kind of caught me off guard. Sue me. I'm so sorry. But it really just explains a lot about like the Anna and Ryan bickering thing. It was really cute though still. I also love the little details, like the old-timey accents that the characters kind of had going on. Like this actor is speaking in ways that like match the eras they were from, or the things that they've been through, or even the region they're in. It's really nice. Like, even though they're in these younger bodies, Jesus fucking Christ, they still sound like the old man. I don't know. Like, it added a real layer of charm to me. And then in Larry letting Joan go, telling her to be with Luke if that's what she wants, that was just one of the most touching moments in the whole movie to me. It's probably one of my favorite moments. That to me was like real love. Like someone who knows you and wants your happiness, even if it's not with them, or even if it cost them their happiness. I liked it. It was really sentimental. That's probably when I was closest to crying this whole time. But now on the flip side, we have to talk about what didn't work in this movie, starting with the chemistry with people. Look, I'm sorry, but I didn't really feel it between Luke and Joan. And I'm not just saying that to just root for Larry. I really just didn't buy into their whole little romance. It didn't feel warm. Sorry. Well, it didn't really feel lived in. It kind of really just felt distant, and maybe that was the whole point. Like, maybe Luke's supposed to represent, like, a memory, or just, like, a fantasy. But, like, I still wanted to feel something. And I didn't. I didn't feel anything at all. I actually felt annoyance looking at them. I didn't like watching it. Callum Turner, I have to say, is beautiful. Sure. And I know him more for being like Dua Lipa's fiance than any of his film work. I also have to say, like, that's why I say he's beautiful. But the performance in this movie just didn't hit for me. Like, I don't know. The relationship felt really juvenile. The character felt really juvenile. Like, it's not meaningless, I have to say. Like, I can still acknowledge that Joan loved Luke, but it just kind of lacked a lot of weight for me. And I don't know if that had to do with the chemistry or the character. It really just kind of felt like more like infatuation, and unfortunately the script doesn't give us enough to even connect with that story, their story, to even for me even be like want to root for them or their characters. So we just know that they were young, they were in love, he went to war, and then he died, and then waited for her for 70 years to die too, so they can be in eternity forever, which again doesn't make fucking sense, but whatever. But that's not enough for me to root for a little eternity with him, cause like, I don't know this man. Like, why would I? No. And then even though Joan and Larry also didn't have, like, this amazing sizzling chemistry, their relationship just kind of made more sense. Like, it was layered, it was rooted, it was flawed, but it was also just real. What the fuck? Sorry. Like, in my eyes, that's a marriage. That's life. And that's what makes Joan's decision feel grounded. Not easy, but right. I will have to say, because it just felt real. It felt like a real marriage. Another small thing, the movie sets itself up to be like super emotional from like the trailers kind of. And for some viewers, it probably was really emotional, but personally, I didn't cry, and I was surprised by that. Actually, I thought, I kind of expected to cry just because of the premise of what's happening in this movie. Like, the setup screams, grab the tissues, it's gonna be like a fight for love, but it didn't hit me in the gut the way I thought it would. And maybe it was just me, like, but also I literally just cried watching Wicked for Good 2 days ago. So I know it's not me, but maybe it was me, but it's definitely not me. I literally just cried 2 days ago. Also, random, but who let Anna lie to Larry about, like, the Dean Martin impersonator thing? Like, she knows he's dumb. Larry's dumb as a box of rocks. Like, she knows he's sentimental too. Like, that was just kind of mean. Like, of course he doesn't know that's an impersonator. Like, I would have invited her for my eternity immediately. Cause, like, you just gave it to Luke. You gave that fight to Luke. Yeah. Also, shout out to the visual details. The vacation worlds the men chose are like the exact same places Joan and Larry argued about vacationing at the beginning of the movie, so it's funny to see that happen. Like, one of them's playing chess and one's just like kind of waving a sword around, basically. Like, it was kind of really funny to see. I did like that little detail. It's easy to forget, though, because you probably won't be thinking about it. But, all in all, I have to say, with all the love of my heart, Eternity is an okay film. It's not changing lives, and it's definitely not, like, walking away with any major awards, if any awards at all. But the concept is really fresh, the laughs are real, and it has enough heart to be, like, worth watching, I would say, like, at least once. And, like, it's a story about moving on, about memory versus reality, and about, like, knowing when to let go of something that feels good, but doesn't really serve you in a way, or anymore, I would have to say. But, yeah, would I watch it again, though? Honestly, probably not. But that doesn't mean it isn't worth your time. It's entertaining, it's, like, thoughtful, and it might hit harder for, like, someone else out there more than it did for me. I still think people should, like, check it out and just kind of see which love story resonates more with you, or holy shit, which love story resonates more with you, or something like that. But I'm not gonna watch it again. Yeah. So, this has been Movie Ivy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Maybe not in eternity, but I'll see you soon.